Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about earthenware and the stoneware. Okay. So in the previous slide we have already discussed about tiles, terracotta, porcelain, glazing. Okay. We have already discussed about that. So today we will be discussing about earthenware and the stoneware. So I have already discussed about what do you mean by glazing and what are the methods of the glazing. Okay. So glazing means the surface of the clay products are sometimes glazed, and a glaze is a glassy coat of the thickness about 0.1 to 0.2 mm and it is applied on the surface of an item. And what are the purposes of glazing? To improve the appearance, to provide a smooth surface, to protect the article from the action of atmospheric agencies. And what are the methods of the glazing? First is transparent glazing and second is opaque glazing. I have already told about that. So first, in the transparent glazing, when the glazing material from the transparent color is provided in the surface of the clay product, that is known as transparent glazing, and it gives less strength. Next is opaque glazing. Opaque glazing is the glazing and it is adapted to give the better appearance than that given by the burnt material, and the clay is finely powdered and dried, and then the sufficient quantity of water is added to clay to make a plastic substances, and the burning gives the flow of clay particle and an opaque glaze is formed. So we can say that it is known as, or this process is known as opaque glazing. Okay. So now we will be discussing about that is earthenware. What do you mean by earthenware? The earthenware is used to indicate the particles that is prepared from the clay which is burnt at low temperature and it is cooled down slowly. So we can say that this clay is mixed with required quantity of the sand, crushed pottery, etc. And the earthenware is used as a ordinary drains, pipes, etc. Okay. So the earthenware is used to indicate the particles that are prepared from the clay and it is burnt at a low temperature and it is cooled down slowly. And the clay is mixed with the required quantity of the sand, crushed pottery, etc. And the earthenware, uses of earthenware is, it is used as a ordinary drain pipes. So next one is stoneware. Stoneware means the stoneware is used to indicate the particles that are prepared from the clay which are mixed with the stones and crushed pottery, and this mixture is burnt at a high temperature. Okay, so in the earthenware it is burnt at a low temperature, and in the stoneware it is burnt at a high temperature. And in the stoneware, what are the uses? The uses of the stoneware, as it is used as jars to store chemicals or wash basins, etc. Okay. So now we will be discussing about that is refractory materials. So these are the types of clay products, and what do you mean by clay products I have already discussed. Okay. So now we will be discussing about that is refractory materials. What do you mean by refractory materials? The materials which are able to resist the highest temperature or the high temperature are known as refractory materials, or we can say that is known as refractories. And the refractories materials can possess the following properties. First one is melting point should be high, it should be strong and durable, and it must possess resistance to weathering action. So we can say that the materials which are able to resist the high temperature is known as refractory materials or known as refractories. And what are the properties? The properties of the refractory materials are its melting point should be high, it should be strong and durable, and it must possess the resistance to weathering action. Next is, what are the classifications of refractory materials? First one is according to chemical properties, next one is according to resistance to temperature. So in the chemical properties there are three types. First one is acidic material, second one is basic material, third one is neutral material. Okay, so in the acidic material, the example that we can take it as silica, and in the basic material we can take it as magnesia, and in neutral material we can take it as carbon. Okay, so these are the chemical properties. So according to the resistance to temperature, there are two types. The first one is that is low quality refractory materials. The second one is that is high quality refractory materials. This one is according to resistance to temperature. So according to resistance to temperature, there are two types. First one is low quality refractory materials. So what do you mean by low quality refractory materials? The materials whose melting point is more than 1580 degrees Celsius is known as low quality refractory materials. Okay, we can say that the melting point which is more than 1580 degrees Celsius, that is known as low quality refractory materials. And low quality refractory materials are used for manufacturing fly ash brick, and it is used for electrical board. Okay, so next is that is high quality refractory materials. In the high quality refractory materials, these materials whose melting point is about 1600 degrees Celsius is known as high quality refractory materials, and these materials are used as the construction of rockets, jets, etc. So we can say that there are two classifications of refractory materials. First one is according to chemical properties. Under the chemical properties, there are three types. First is acidic material, basic material, and neutral material. And in the resistance to temperature, there are two types. First one is low quality refractory materials. That means the material whose melting point is more than 1580 degrees Celsius is known as low quality refractory materials. And high quality refractory materials, that is the materials whose melting point is about 1600 degrees Celsius is known as high quality refractory materials. Okay, so next we'll be discussing about that is cast iron and wrought iron. What do you mean by cast iron? The cast iron is manufactured by remelting the pig iron with coke and limestone. Okay, pig iron means it is a one type of a product of iron. Okay, so the cast iron is manufactured by remelting the pig iron with coke and limestone, and this melting is done in a furnace known as cupola furnace. Okay, so we can say that the cast iron is manufactured by remelting the pig iron with coke and limestone, and this melting is done in a furnace known as cupola furnace. And what are the uses of cast iron? First one is for making water pipes, gas pipes, sewers, sanitary fittings. Second one is for making ornamental castings such as brackets, gates, staircase, etc. Okay, so we can also use the cast iron in various purposes, that is for columns, buildings of bases of the columns, for preparing agricultural implements, for preparing rail chairs, carriage, wheels. Okay, so these are the types of uses of cast iron. So next is that is wrought iron. Wrought iron means the wrought iron is almost pure iron and it hardly contains carbon more than 0.15%. And what are the uses of wrought iron? This iron is used for rivets, chains, ornamental ironwork, steam pipes, etc. And it is used as raw materials for manufacturing steels, roof truss, etc. So these are the cast iron and wrought iron. So we can say that the cast iron is manufactured by remelting the pig iron with coke and limestone, and the melting is done in a furnace known as cupola furnace. And in the wrought iron, it is almost pure iron and it hardly contains carbon, that is more than 0.15%. And the uses of cast iron, that is it is used for making water pipes, gas pipes, sewers, sanitary fittings, brackets, gates, staircase, or any other purposes. Or next is in the uses of wrought iron, it is used in the rivets, chains, steam pipes, for manufacturing of steel, roof truss, etc. So these are the chapter 3 article, and these are the assignment questions. Define the term pith. What do you mean by sapwood? Name the different clay products which are used in the construction industries, and what they mean by refractories, and write these classifications. With a neat sketch, show the structure of exogenous trees and briefly explain the uses of cast iron and wrought iron. Okay, so these are the assignment questions. So if any doubt occurs in this chapter, you can ask me in the next slide. Thank you.